How to break the Ramadan fast with date recipes. Traditionally, those celebrating Ramadan eat dates each night to break their fast. Enjoy these fruits in one of the many delicious ways outlined here. You will need dates, date recipes, and a food processor. Step 1. Make traditional Middle Eastern mamoul cookies by rolling out 1-inch balls of pastry, dropping a teaspoon of prepared date filling in the center, gathering the edges toward the top, and pressing the pastry shut. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes and enjoy. Use fresh dates when available for optimal nutrition and taste. Step 2. Combine chopped dates with semi-sweet chocolate morsels, butter or margarine, sugar, eggs, and flour to create a delightful chocolate date cake. Bake in a 425-degree oven for 15 minutes or until edge is set and center is still moist. Step 3. Prepare a gourmet date treat. Steam and then puree dates in a food processor along with roasted almonds. Add cinnamon, honey, and orange blossom water, form the paste into balls, and roll in coconut before serving. Step 4. Boost your protein intake by mixing dates in with cooked chicken, lentils, and sautéed vegetables. Serve over rice for a satisfying meal. Did you know? Ramadan is an important holiday for Muslims who often travel to visit family at this time. In September 2010, international air travel spiked 10.5%, partially due to Ramadan, which ended September 9th. How to make Moroccan Ramadan recipes. Celebrate Ramadan Moroccan style with a traditional soup and bread menu. You will need 1 cup of dry chickpeas soaked overnight, 2 large tomatoes peeled and pureed, 1 onion chopped, herbs and spices, 1 celery stick chopped, half a cup of lentils soaked for an hour, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of vermicelli, 2 1/4 cups of bread flour, 3/4 cup of semolina flour, 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Equipment: a bread machine. Optional: 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Step 1. Make harira. Heat the chickpeas, tomatoes, onion, 1/3 cup of finely chopped cilantro, 1/3 cup of finely chopped parsley, celery, lentils, butter, 3 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of ginger powder, half a teaspoon of pepper, and 8.5 cups of water over medium heat for 45 minutes. Step 2. Add the tomato paste. Then, slowly add 1/3 cup of flour that has been diluted with just enough water to cover the flour while you stir the soup. Add the vermicelli and heat for another 10 minutes. Then enjoy! Step 3. Make Moroccan bread. Start by putting 7/8 cup of water, the bread flour, semolina flour, 1 teaspoon of anise seed, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of white sugar, and yeast in a bread machine. Set to the dough setting and start the machine. Step 4. Remove the dough from the machine when it is done and punch it down. Then divide it into 2 halves and form it into balls. Flatten the balls down to a 3/4 inch thickness and place them on a floured baking sheet. Then put them in the refrigerator covered for 30 minutes. You can sprinkle the loaves with sesame seeds before baking them. Step 5. Brush the 2 halves with olive oil and prick them all over with a fork. Then place them in an oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 20 to 25 minutes. When the loaves are golden brown, they are ready to be devoured. Did you know? The entire country of Morocco is only slightly larger than the American state of California. How to make popular Ramadan recipes. Celebrate the Muslim holiday of Ramadan by cooking some delicious food that is easy to make. You will need 1 eggplant, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1/4 cup of tahini, 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, 6 garlic cloves, salt and pepper, 4.5 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of caraway seeds, 2/3 cup of mild chili peppers chopped, 1.5 cups of green bell peppers seeded and chopped, 4 eggs, 2 cups of tomatoes seeded and chopped, 2 cups of milk, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 1 cup of finely ground almonds, half a cup of confectioner's sugar, and 2 tablespoons of rose water. Equipment: a blender. Optional: a mortar and pestle. Step 1. Start with baba ganoush, an eggplant dish. Place the eggplant in a baking dish, poking holes in the skin with a fork and roasting it in an oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 40 minutes. After it has roasted, place it in a bowl of cold water. When it's cool, remove it from the water and peel off the skin. Don't skimp on the holes in the skin. Too few will cause the eggplant to explode. Step 2. Blend together the eggplant, lemon juice, tahini, sesame seeds, and 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced. Season with the salt and pepper to your taste, and then transfer it to a mixing bowl and stir in 1½ tablespoons of olive oil. Step 3. Make fried eggs with fried peppers. Crush 4 cloves of garlic with the caraway seeds and a pinch of salt. Use a mortar and pestle to crush the seeds and garlic, or just use the side of a mixing bowl. Step 4. Fry the peppers in a skillet by heating 1 tablespoon of olive oil and then putting the chilies in for about 5 minutes until they are soft. Then remove the chilies from the pan and set them aside. Step 5. Heat another tablespoon of oil and add the bell peppers and tomatoes. Fry them for 5 minutes and then remove them from the skillet and add them to the chili peppers. Then mix in the garlic and caraway seed mixture. Step 6. Heat the rest of the oil and fry your eggs. Fry them to your desired consistency, then serve them over scoops of the fried peppers. Step 7. Finish with almond sherbet served over ice. Combine the milk, heavy cream, ground almonds, sugar, and rose water. Let the mixture sit for about 1 minute. Did you know? The 5 pillars of Islam are faith, prayer, charity, fasting, and pilgrimage. How to stay healthy during Ramadan. Ramadan is a time of spiritual purification and fasting, but the fasting can take a toll on your body. Follow these steps to stay healthy during Ramadan. You will need water, nutritious food, light exercise, and normal portion sizes. Optional, wheat bran or oatmeal. Step 1. Drink plenty of water during fasting breaks. When you are fasting, it is easy to become dehydrated. Dehydration can cause headaches, fatigue, dizziness, and irritability. To determine the amount of water your body needs daily, divide your body weight in half. Half of your body weight is the amount of water you need in ounces. Step 2. Eat nutritious food when you break the fast. Stick to the major food groups including bread and cereal, milk and dairy products, fish, meat, and vegetables and fruit. Fruit assists with digestion and helps prevent constipation. Step 3. Eat slowly. The longer you chew your food, the less work your digestive tract needs to do, absorbing more nutrients. Step 4. Don't skip suhoor. Suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, will give you the energy you need for your daily activities while fasting. Eat wheat bran or oatmeal at suhoor. Wheat bran and oatmeal are great sources of dietary fibers. Dietary fibers help dissolve harmful toxins from the body. Step 5. Exercise, but be careful not to overdo it. Light exercise helps maintain your energy level when you are not consuming food. Step 6. Eat normal portion sizes at iftar. Iftar should consist of a normal serving or less. Stay healthy during Ramadan. Eating too much at iftar can create an overload of sugar in the blood and cause damage to the body. Did you know? In most Muslim parts of the world, restaurants and coffee shops are closed from dawn to dusk during Ramadan.
How to offer Ramadan greetings. Ramadan is a month-long fast for Muslims around the world. From dawn to sunset, observant Muslims abstain from eating and drinking. This period is marked by joyful greetings and a desire to be faithful to Allah. You will need a Muslim calendar, some knowledge of Arabic, and Ramadan greeting cards. Step 1. Give the Muslim greeting of Ramadan Kareem, which means Ramadan is generous or Ramadan is noble. This alludes to the generosity of Allah towards people. Ramadan commemorates Allah first revealing verses of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. Step 2. Vary your greeting by saying Ramadan Mubarak, which translates to Ramadan is blessed. This is essentially a way of wishing someone a happy Ramadan. The holiday of Eid al-Fitr, literally Feast of the Fast Breaking, takes place on the first day of the month after Ramadan. Step 3. Say, Kulam wa enta bikhair, meaning, may every year find you in good health. Step 4. Send Ramadan wishes for health and prosperity to family and friends via a greeting card. Ramadan greeting cards are available for purchase online and in many area stores. Step 5. Transmit your Ramadan salutations via the internet. Readily available technology now allows users to instantly send their greetings around the world with e-cards and e-greetings. Did you know? Since Ramadan is a strictly lunar holiday and occurs 11 days earlier each year, it takes 33 years for it to cycle.
How to fast for Ramadan. Fasting from sunrise to sunset every day is a crucial part of Ramadan, the annual month-long Muslim celebration that marks Allah's revelation of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. These tips will help you stay strong throughout. You will need a Muslim calendar, nutritious foods, self-discipline, and charitable acts. Step 1. Ramadan's start date differs from year to year, so consult your local mosque or a reputable website to find out what day and at what time it begins in your area. Those exempt from fasting include children under age 12, menstruating, pregnant, and breastfeeding women, the frail and elderly, those who are not capable of understanding why they're fasting, and people whose health would be compromised by fasting, like diabetics. Step 2. Starting the night before the first fast day, and every night thereafter during the month-long holiday, drink plenty of liquids. Food and beverages are prohibited from sunrise to sunset during Ramadan. This will help you stay hydrated. Step 3. Eat a balanced pre-sunrise meal, often known as suhoor or seri, to prepare your body for a day of fasting. Include whole grains like whole wheat bread or oatmeal, a protein like eggs or yogurt, a healthy fat such as nuts or an avocado, and some fresh fruit. Step 4. Say the appropriate prayers and begin fasting when the sky first starts to lighten on the horizon. Smoking, using perfume, and having sexual relations are also forbidden from sunup to sundown. Avoid strenuous exercise while fasting so you don't become dehydrated. If you have a regular fitness routine, cut down on the intensity and duration. Step 5. Use your extra free time for charitable acts, reading the Quran, and performing daily prayers. Step 6. Break your fast at sunset with the meal known as iftar. Say the appropriate prayers, then start out slowly with a sip of water or milk and a date or other fruit. Eat a variety of healthy foods to ensure that you're getting enough nutrients. Don't stuff yourself at sunset. Eating a few mini meals throughout the evening is better for your digestive system. Step 7. Repeat for the remainder of Ramadan, which lasts 29 or 30 days. End with the 3-day celebration known as Eid al-Fitr, during which fasting is forbidden and the wearing of new clothes is encouraged. Did you know? Because the Muslim calendar follows the cycles of the moon, years are only 354 days long, and the months pass through all the seasons every 32 and a half years.
How to attend a Muslim Friday prayer service, or Jum'ah. For Muslims, Friday is the day when believers gather to hear a sermon and participate in a ritual prayer. Attendance is mandatory for healthy adult Muslim males, encouraged for Muslim women, and usually open to interested non-Muslims. You will need a free hour around noon on Friday, the time and location of a prayer service, cleanliness, and modest dress. Optional, cash for a charitable donation. Step 1. Find a service. Find a Friday prayer service. Mosques aren't the only places where services are held. University students often arrange Friday prayers in a hall or auditorium. And mosques sometimes hold prayers in satellite locations, such as office buildings or even churches. Services are usually held around lunchtime. Children are welcome at the prayer service, but if they become disruptive, you may have to escort them out. Step 2. Dress modestly. If possible, bathe on Friday morning and then put on clean, modest clothes. With men, that means long pants. Women should wear loose clothing that cover their arms and legs, and they should bring along a headscarf. Step 3. Purify your intention. Take a moment to purify your intention, affirming that you're planned to attend Friday prayers for God's sake alone. Step 4. Remove your shoes. Upon entering the mosque or prayer area, remove your shoes and proceed with the right foot first. If the mosque is segregated, enter the area reserved for your gender. Step 5. Take a seat. Sit next to other congregants on the floor, choosing the first available space closest to the front of the room. Back rows should be left open for latecomers. Offer 2 cycles of voluntary prayer, known as Tahiyyatul Masjid Salah, which means the prayer to greet the mosque. If you are not Muslim, sit quietly and offer your own prayers. Step 6. Hear the call to prayer. Listen as a fellow congregant gives the adhan, or call to prayer. This means the Friday prayer service has begun. Refrain from talking at this point. Step 7. Listen to the sermon. Sit quietly and listen while the imam and prayer leader offers a sermon, or a khutbah. The first half of the khutbah is the longest, followed by a brief period where the imam will sit down and offer silent prayers. Then he will stand again to deliver the shorter final section of the sermon. Step 8. Stand and pray. After the sermon, a man will stand to give the iqamah, a shortened version of the call to prayer, which indicates the prayer itself is about to commence. Stand up and move so you are standing shoulder to shoulder with the attendees on your left and right, forming a straight line that faces the Qibla, or direction pointing to Mecca. Your shoulders, arms, or feet can be lightly touching others. Perform 2 cycles of the ritual prayer, or salah, following along with the imam. If you are not Muslim, ask someone where you can sit and observe the prayer. Generally, non-Muslims should not join in the prayer. Step 9. Shake hands. When the prayer is over, greet the people praying to either side of you, either by shaking their hands or saying, "May Allah accept your prayers," or simply by smiling. Step 10. Make a donation. Consider making a charitable donation contribution as you leave. Boxes for contributions are generally available near the exit. Did you know? Allah is the Arabic word for God. The use of the word Allah is not restricted to Muslims. Arabic-speaking Christians and Jews use Allah in prayer or when speaking about God.